Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me Saira Mujtaba with the evening news. The headlines. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TV Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually to strengthen mission of TB elimination from the country by 2025. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate two-day Center State Science Conclave tomorrow via video conferencing. India-China troops to complete disengagement at PP-15 in Gogra Hot Springs by Monday, says Ministry of External Affairs. Finance Ministry cracks down on illegal loan apps, directs RBI to prepare white lists. Indian Railways invite private players to build high-speed wheel plant under Make in India initiative. Niti Aayog approves 32 beneficiaries under the PLI scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to visit Kingdom of Saudi Arabia tomorrow to co-chair inaugural ministerial meeting of Committee on Political Security, Social and Cultural Cooperation. In Asia Cup T20 cricket, last Super 4 stage match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka underway at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. And in Durand Cup football, Mohammedan SC enters semi-final of tournament. President Draupadi Murmu has said that Jan Bhagidari is the key to eliminating tuberculosis from the country. The President was speaking after virtually launching the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan to reinvigorate the mission of TB elimination from the country by 2025.
हम सबको ये संकल्प लेना चाहिए कि युद्ध स्तर पर कार्य करते हुए टीबी उन्मूलन से जुड़ी सभी लोग वर्ष 2025 तक प्रधानमंत्री भारत अभियान के लक्ष्य को अवश्य प्राप्त करेंगे। मैं अपने हृदय की कामना को अपने देश की प्राचीन और लोकप्रिय प्रार्थना के रूप में व्यक्त करते हुए यही कहूंगी कि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, अर्थात सभी लोग सुखी रहें, सभी लोग रोग मुक्त रहें।
During the event, President Murmu also launched the Nikshay 2.0 initiative, a portal to provide a platform for donors to provide various forms of support to those undergoing TB treatment. President Murmu said under the world's biggest Ayushman Yojana, the wellness centers have been specially geared to work towards the elimination of tuberculosis. Speaking on the occasion, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia recalled Prime Minister Narendra Modi's clarion call to end TB in the country 5 years ahead of the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. He added that through people's participation, India will defeat tuberculosis. The initiative of Nikshay Mitra is based on the concept of community support for TB extinction. To become a Nikshay Mitra, the mentor will have to register on www.nikshay.in or www.tbcindia.gov.in. The Nikshay Mitra can choose nutritional, diagnostic, vocational and additional nutritional supplement support. Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, called on President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan today. Welcoming Ms. Georgieva to Rashtrapati Bhavan, the President said that the world is passing through the third year of the COVID pandemic. She noted that significant assistance has been provided to many low-income countries by multilateral institutions such as the IMF and the World Bank. She said that IMF has to play an important role in maintaining the stability of the international monetary system. President said today India is one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. India's startup ecosystem ranks high in the world. The success of startups in India, especially the growing number of unicorns, is a shining example of industrial progress. Ms. Murmu said that what is even more gratifying is that the development of the country is becoming more inclusive and regional disparities are also reducing. She emphasized that the basic mantra of today's India is compassion for the downtrodden, needy and marginalized. Speaking about the upcoming G20 summit in India in 2023, the President said that multilateral cooperation in the G20 should be based on the principles of inclusion and flexibility, keeping in mind diversity. She expressed confidence that during India's presidency, the G20 forum will move forward with an aspiration to make efforts to further strengthen multilateralism and global governance in the direction of building a peaceful, sustainable and prosperous world for all.
Prime Minister President Narendra Modi has called upon every citizen of the country and sent out an open invitation to visit the newly constructed Kartavya Path and the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. After inaugurating the Kartavya Path and unveiling the statue of Netaji yesterday, Mr. Modi said in the development of the Kartavya Path, India of the future can be seen.
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव में देश को एक नई प्रेरणा मिली है, नई ऊर्जा मिली। हम गुजरे हुए कल को छोड़कर आने वाले कल की तस्वीर में नए रंग भर रहे हैं। तो हर तरफ ये नई आभा दिख रही है, वो नए भारत के आत्मविश्वास की आभा है। गुलामी का प्रतीक किंग्स वे यानी राजपथ इतिहास की बात हो गया, हमेशा के लिए मिट गया है। कर्तव्य पथ के रूप में नए इतिहास का सृजन हुआ है।
Appreciating the hard work of the Shramjeevis who worked for the redeveloped Central Vista, Mr. Modi invited them as his special guest on next year's Republic Day. Mr. Modi said history has been rewritten as the huge statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose has been installed near India Gate, where a statue of a representative of the British used to stand during the British rule. Recalling the sacrifice and valor of Netaji, Mr. Modi said India's glorious history runs like blood among the nation's youth. He said India would have reached unprecedented heights if the country had followed the vision of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The Prime Minister exhorted people to shed the colonial legacy altogether. He said the movement is neither the beginning nor the end, but a Sankalp Yatra. The Delhi Metro Rail Corporation DMRC is providing bus service for those visiting Central Vista or India Gate from today. The electric buses will pick up the visitors from 4 pickup points, that is, Bhairo Road, Rajghat, Connaught Place near Palika Parking and the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, and will drop them off at gate number 1 of the National Stadium C Hexagon. From C Hexagon, the India Gate or Central Vista can be accessed on foot. The DMRC official said the bus service is available from today evening. The last pickup will be at 9 p.m. This facility will be available initially for a week, and a total of 12 buses will be operated on these routes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 2-day Centre State Science Conclave tomorrow via video conferencing. The conclave is being organized at Science City, Ahmedabad. The Prime Minister will also address a gathering on the occasion. The conclave is in line with the Prime Minister's relentless efforts to facilitate innovation and entrepreneurship in the country.
India today said with the resolution of the standoff at Gogra Hot Springs PP15, India and China mutually agreed to take the talks forward. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said both sides also agreed to resolve the remaining issues along LAC and restore peace and tranquility in India-China border areas. The 16th round of talks between the core commanders of India and China was held at Chushul Moldo meeting point on the 17th of July this year. Mr. Bagchi said since then the two sides had maintained regular contact to build on the progress achieved in the talks to resolve the relevant issues along the LAC in the western sector of India-China border areas. As a result, both sides have now agreed on disengagement in the area of Gogra Hot Springs PP15. Mr. Bagchi said as per the agreement, the disengagement process in this area started yesterday morning and will be completed by the 12th of this month. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has chaired a meeting to discuss the various issues related to illegal loan apps outside the regular banking channels. During the meeting, Mrs. Sitharaman expressed concern about increasing instances of illegal loan apps offering loans, especially to vulnerable and low-income group people at exorbitantly high interest rates and predatory recovery practices involving blackmailing and criminal intimidation. She also noted the possibility of money laundering, tax evasion, the privacy of data and misuse of unregulated payment aggregators and shell companies for perpetrating such actions. The ministry said after detailed deliberations on legal, procedural and technical aspects of the issue, it was decided Reserve Bank of India will prepare a white list of all the legal apps. The Electronics and Information Technology Ministry will ensure that only these white list apps are hosted on app stores.
Indian Railways for the first time have floated a tender to invite private players to build a high-speed wheel plant under the Make in India initiative. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav informed that under this move, manufacturing is expected to start within the next 18 months and once India achieves a high standard of manufacturing of wheels, it will eye at exporting wheels mostly to European countries.
टेंडर आया है, हमारा टारगेट है कि 2 महीने के अंदर अंदर इसको पूरी प्रक्रिया को कंप्लीट करके नई फैक्ट्री सेटअप करने की तरफ बढ़ जाए। जब डिमांड बढ़ी तो पहला स्टेप था कि अपने पीएसयू के पास जाओ, तो RINL के पास गए थे कुछ वर्षों पहले। RINL की कैपेसिटी है 80,000 व्हील्स की, अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट हो गई है क्लोज टू 2 लाख व्हील पर ईयर। हमारी डिमांड का वॉल्यूम बहुत बढ़ गया अब, क्योंकि बहुत सारी अब नई ट्रेन की, नए तरह के लोकोमोटिव्स की प्रोडक्शन चालू हो रहा है।
Responding to a media query regarding the Vande Bharat train, he expressed happiness that its trial and testing have been completed and manufacturing is expected to start in October this year. He said this train can attain its speed from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 52 seconds, 3 seconds less than a bullet train's pickup speed. The Empowered Committee headed by CEO Niti Aayog Parameshwaran Iyer today approved the first ever disbursement of incentives for mobile manufacturing under the large-scale electronics manufacturing sector. The production-linked incentive scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing is expected to make India a competitive destination for electronics manufacturing. It will also give a boost to Atmanirbhar Bharat while creating more global champions. Paget Electronics Private Limited, a domestic company, is the first beneficiary approved by the Empowered Committee to receive incentives under mobile manufacturing based on its incremental investment and sales figures. Niti Aayog said 32 beneficiaries had been approved under the PLI scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing, of which 5 global and 5 domestic companies were approved for mobile manufacturing.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will pay an official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia starting tomorrow. This will be his first visit to the Kingdom as External Affairs Minister of India. During his 3-day visit, he will co-chair the inaugural ministerial meeting of the Committee on Political, Security, Social and Cultural Cooperation with the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. The two ministers will undertake a comprehensive review of the entire bilateral relationship. The government has said that the export policy of broken rice has been amended to ensure adequate domestic availability. Secretary Department of Food and Public Distribution, Sudhanshu Pandey, today emphasized that this has been done to ensure adequate availability of broken rice for consumption by the domestic poultry industry and other animal feedstock, and to produce ethanol for successful implementation of EBP ethanol blending program. He said this while briefing media in New Delhi. About 50 to 60 lakh metric tons of broken rice is produced annually in India, which is mainly used as poultry feed and feed for other animals. It is also used as a feedstock by the grain-based distilleries for producing ethanol, which is supplied to oil marketing companies for blending with petrol.
Bharatiya Janata Party President Jagat Prakash Nadda has said that BJP's fight is against dynasty politics. Addressing a convention of party workers in Chhattisgarh's capital Raipur today, he said the BJP is fighting dynasty politics from Kashmir to Tamil Nadu. The BJP president alleged that Congress is a party which has no ideology. Highlighting the achievements made by the central government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Shri Nadda exhorted the workers to go from village to village and make people aware of these achievements.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने भारत की राजनीति की संस्कृति बदल डाली। ये मोदी जी की संस्कृति है कि अब किसी को भी जनता के सामने जाना पड़ेगा तो अपना रिपोर्ट कार्ड लेके जाना पड़ेगा और बताना पड़ेगा जनता को किसने जनता के लिए किया। कांग्रेस पार्टी का ATM बंद करके गरीब छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता को लूट करके कांग्रेस पार्टी का खजाना भरे, ये काम नहीं करना चाहते हैं।
BJP President JP Nadda today appointed former Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani as in charge of party affairs in Punjab. Former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Deb has been made party in charge in Haryana, and former Union Minister Prakash Zavadekar has been made party in charge in Kerala.
In Meghalaya, the autumn session of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly began today at Shillong. The Judicial Inquiry report into the death of former Hindu Trap National Liberation Council (HNLC) leader Chesterfield Thank You was laid on the table of the House on the first day. The House also paid tributes to several political leaders who passed away recently.
You're listening to Evening News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually to strengthen mission of TB elimination from the country by 2025. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 2-day Center State Science Conclave tomorrow via video conferencing. India-China troops to complete disengagement at PP-15 and Gogra Hot Springs by Monday, says Ministry of External Affairs. Finance Ministry cracks down on illegal loan apps, directs RBI to prepare white lists. Indian Railways invite private players to build high-speed wheel plant under Make in India initiative. Niti Aayog approves 32 beneficiaries under the PLI scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to visit Kingdom of Saudi Arabia tomorrow to co-chair inaugural ministerial meeting of Committee on Political, Security, Social and Cultural Cooperation. In Asia Cup T20 cricket, last Super 4 stage match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka underway at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. And in Durand Cup football, Mohammedan SC enters semi-final of the tournament. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
Welcome back to the evening news. Union Minister of Home Affairs Amit Shah reached Jaisalmer this evening on a 2-day visit to Rajasthan. Mr. Shah is scheduled to meet the BSF officers and jawans at the sector headquarters of BSF at Dabla this evening. The Home Minister will offer prayers at Tanot Mata Temple tomorrow morning and will lay the foundation stone of border tourism development works there. After this, Mr. Shah is scheduled to depart for Jodhpur, where he will address the concluding session of the National Working Committee meeting of the BJP's OBC Morcha. He will also address the Bharatiya Janata Party's booth president Sankalp Mahasammelan in Jodhpur. Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ, reliving the journey of India since independence over the last 75 years with All India Radio. From 15th August, the series is being broadcast on All India Radio, 100.1 FM Gold Channel, primetime news bulletins and across all its platforms. Tune in to stay updated with All India Radio.
In today's episode, we bring you the story of two of the legends of Indian music, Lata Mangeshkar and Bhupen Hazarika.
Lata Mangeshkar learnt music from her father, Dinanath Mangeshkar, who was active in the world of theatre. She started her career singing for Marathi movies. She also did small roles in a few films, but her heart was in singing. Her big break came in 1949 with the release of a haunting song titled Aayega Aane Wala for the movie Mahal. Over the next few decades, she sang thousands of songs in almost all Indian languages. Lata was nominated to Rajya Sabha in 1999. She appeared in the Guinness World Records, which listed her as the most recorded artist in the history. Radio Guwahati. Later, he won a scholarship from Columbia University in New York and completed his PhD in Mass Communications. He travelled to Kolkata with his mentors Jyoti Prasad Agarwal and Vishnu Prasad Rabha in 1936 and recorded his first song. He also sang 2 songs in the film Indramati in 1939. At the age of 13, he wrote his first song, Agni Ru Gor Firangoti Moi. From 1967 to 72, he was a member of the Assam Legislative Assembly. He made several award-winning films like Shakuntala Sur, Pratidhwani. His directorial ventures include Lati Ghati, Chikmik Bijli, For Whom the Sun Shines, and Mera Dharam Meri Maa. He composed music for several Assamese and Bangla movies including Aarop, Chameli Mem Saab and Shimana Periye, and many Hindi films including Aarop, Ek Pal and Rudhali. He was a prominent playback singer and lent his voice to various movies.
विस्तार है अपार प्रजा दोनों पार करे हाहाकार निशब्द सदा हो गंगा तुम गंगा बहती हो क्यों.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath.
In Hyderabad, a mammoth Ganesh immersion procession is underway amidst massive security arrangements, so far peacefully. The 10-day-long Ganesh festivities came to an end today. Devotees are bidding farewell to Lord Ganesh and immerse the idols in about 30 lakes and over 25 more additional tiny artificial ponds in and around Hyderabad. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation has installed about 300 cranes of various capacities at these lakes for immersion. The 50 feet high Panchmukh Mahaganpati idol, which was made completely with clay, has been taken out in Shobha Yatra to Hussain Sagar. A report.
After offering prayers to Lord Ganesha for the past 10 days at specially erected pandals, devotees in Hyderabad started bringing Ganesha dolls of various hues, colors and sizes for immersion. Especially the surroundings of Hussain Sagar Lake are resounding with Ganapati Bappa Moria and Jai Bolo Ganesh Maharaj Ki as the Ganesh immersion process assumed brisk pace. The surroundings of the lake wore a festive look when the 50 feet high Khairathabad Mahaganapati idol immersed with all traditional offerings a short while ago. Local authorities and police have made all arrangements to ensure peaceful and timely completion of Ganesh Visarjan. Lakshmi for AIR News, Hyderabad.
President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed condolences on the passing away of UK's Queen Elizabeth II. As a mark of respect to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the government has decided that there will be one-day state mourning on the 11th of September throughout the country. Great Britain's King Charles III will address the nation following the death of Queen Elizabeth II tonight at 10:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the national mourning will continue until the state funeral for the monarch with the longest reign of 7 decades. Sources at Buckingham Palace said a week-long period of mourning post the state funeral is to be observed by members of the royal family and household. The date of the funeral is yet to be confirmed.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur have congratulated Neeraj Chopra for scripting history yet again by becoming the first Indian to win the prestigious Zurich Diamond League Final 2022 in Switzerland. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he has demonstrated great dedication and consistency. He said Neeraj Chopra's repeated successes show the great strides Indian athletics is making. Lauding the Olympic champion for scripting history, Mr. Thakur tweeted that Chopra has taken Indian sports to new heights with his superb performances. He added that he is proud to support the ace javelin thrower in his journey. Chopra became the first Indian to win gold at the Diamond League in the Zurich with an incredible throw of 88.44 meters. The throw came in his second attempt with the men's javelin competition. In football, Mohammedan SC defeated Kerala Blasters FC by 3-0 in the first quarter-final of the Durand Cup 2022 at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata. Winning this match, Mohammedan SC has booked a spot in the semi-final of the tournament.
In Asia Cup T20 cricket, the last Super 4 stage match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka is underway at Dubai International Cricket Stadium when reports last came in. Earlier, Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to field. The scores were Pakistan were 102 for 7 in 17 overs. Both the teams will play the final match on Sunday evening. Last night in Super 4 match, India defeated Afghanistan by 101 runs at the same venue. The key domestic stock indices today witnessed modest gains. The Sensex and the Nifty both gained amid positive global cues. A report from the business desk.
Sensex rose by 105 points to close at 59,793. Nifty was also up by 35 points to end at 17,833. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee appreciated by 13 paise against the US dollar. The domestic currency closed at 79 rupees and 58 paise against the American unit. At the multi-commodity exchange, gold futures for October was trading at 50,405 rupees per 10 grams. And global crude oil prices rose, supported by supply cuts. Brent crude was trading at $90.80 per barrel. Arjun Chaudhary for AIR News.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Mumbai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The minimum temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius, and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Kolkata is expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Chennai will witness generally cloudy sky with intermittent rain. The minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 33 degrees. Srinagar is expected to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will be between 17 and 30 degrees Celsius. Jammu and Muzaffarabad are expected to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Jammu, the temperature will hover between 24 and 33 degrees Celsius, while it will be 25 and 35 degrees Celsius in Muzaffarabad. Leh will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be 9 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 24 degrees. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be 15 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 33 degrees. In the south, Hyderabad will experience a generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 21 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 29 degrees. Bangalore will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. In the northeast, Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Imphal, Aizawl and Kohima will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Shillong and Itanagar will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers, and Gangtok will have generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually to strengthen mission of TB elimination from the country by 2025. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 2-day Center State Science Conclave tomorrow via video conferencing. India-China troops to complete disengagement at PP-15 in Gogra Hot Springs by Monday, says Ministry of External Affairs. Finance Ministry cracks down on illegal loan apps, directs RBI to prepare white lists. Indian Railways invite private players to build a high-speed rail plant under Make in India initiative. Niti Aayog approves 32 beneficiaries under the PLI scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing. Niti Aayog approves 32 beneficiaries under the PLI scheme for large-scale electronics manufacturing. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to visit Kingdom of Saudi Arabia tomorrow to coach an inaugural ministerial meeting of Committee on Political, Security, Social and Cultural Cooperation. In Asia Cup T20 cricket, last Super 4 stage match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka underway at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. And in Durand Cup football, Mohammedan SC enters semi-final of the tournament. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.